on.
Welcome to the Late Sesh, everybody.
Come
What
on
is
it.
going on?
You dang it. Dang it.
Daggum old boo power by it.
Let's have a dab.
I like the way you think. Back to cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
It's never too early for a dab.
No, sir.
I'm smoking, and I'm going to share some with you, Baked.
Okay.
When I see you next, Indica dropped me off some motor breath.
Yes, yeah. He
So I'm
told
going to
me.
bring some out to you.
That's my dab.
Yeah.
Motor breath.
That's your dab right there.
Oh, nice.
Boy.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love motor breath. It's good gas.
I got motor breath, cookies and cream, and Point Break from him.
Okay, nice.
I'll bring them all out. And then I was able to dab. What did he have? He had like a GMO, and then he had unicorn poop.
Yeah, I did the unicorn poop. The GMO smelled really good though, but we just didn't get to it.
It just wasn't GMO. It wasn't garlic. There's like
it was like a
closer to
fruity
nani.
GMO.
I like you.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
it
weird.
was there, but like.
But it's not GMO's
It's
a
like
cut,
a,
so
like
it's
a
not
cross.
GMO. Yeah. It might have been another of the cookies, maybe the garlic cookies.
Yeah.
Well, the Point Break, you had the orange terps on that, if I remember right?
I don't know. I think it was just fruity. I don't know if I would
Fruity?
call it.
Okay. I know shout out to Winewood. Old man came through with that fucking Point Break over the summer on that one.
Yeah. I got a big old jar of that once from them.
And then it was gone.
Yeah,
that's probably my favorite of the three that he brought was the Point Break. It's probably my favorite.
We got some, I think
More
the Surfer Seas, the breeder, dropped some packs off at work. Because there was 2 packs of his, and I think one of them's a Point Break cross. But I'm more excited about the Skunk House stuff we got.
I was gonna say, yeah, that stuff you put on your Instagram today looks more appealing to me.
Yeah,
we were talking about
got
that
some
bagel,
other
man.
stuff too. Yeah, with the 8-inch bagel. That's who's that? Live Farms. That's another hunt we're gonna do. Luckily, I got like 16 more seeds of that, and that's Fems. But 8-inch bagel is just frosting out, starting to swell up a little bit and flush, which is nice. But smells like, I was trying to describe it to Skilbo before the show, but it's like a tardy Northern Lights to me. So I like it.
I like it, man. I like it.
But who knows what it'll, end up as, because it's morphed. At one point, it smelled like GMO meets a bakery. Like if you smell GMO inside of a bread bakery or something.
Smell like a fine focaccia bread.
I like bread, but I don't know what focaccia bread is. It's just a regular bread factory, not a focaccia bread factory. Regular.
Not the pepper loaf.
Nope, just this good old white wheat
There's this
factory.
bakery down. Man, I think it's in Dearborn. Might be I don't know. Daddy Red knows it. Cheers, Daddy Red. See Daddy Red in chat. He used to bring home this bread, dude. It had I can't think of the spice that it was, man, other than peppercorn. It wasn't peppercorn though.
Spice melange.
It was like thyme,
rosemary,
and it was really good, dude. And he used to get it from this. He's gonna say the bakery.
Was it flat?
No, it was kind of a flatbread. Yeah, it was kind of a flat.
Could be focaccia. Cheers, Dank Man Dan.
Daddy Red, was it Fergaccia? Focaccia.
Focaccia.
What it was called. So I don't know. He'd come home with some of that every now and then from the bakery. He'd bring home some big old calzones too, dude.
Oh, dude, now you're talking.
There's a place with the calzones. You bring home some calzones and some of this flatbread. It has peppery flatbread, like thyme and oil. Oh man, that shit was good. I bet that place is still there, family owned, being ran.
Now you're thinking about maybe you need to make a road trip.
Old ladies fucking from the Mediterranean, dude. I love it.
Cheers. Anything grows?
I want the weed that smells like that. That's
savory weed.
Yeah, that savory, sagey.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, cheers, Lucas.
Now I'm hungry.
I mean, we just started the show. We got
Zatar bread.
We got a while.
Said that wrong. Zatar bread.
Dude.
Zatar bread.
I've never had that before. There you go.
Did you guys ever read Dune?
Like 30 years ago.
Doom?
Rusty in chat saying I should read the book, but I saw the movie and I thought the movie was fine.
I thought you said Doom. That was one of my first
That's a first-person shooter game from
Doom I definitely played. For some reason, I wasn't allowed to play shit on my dad's computer, but then he got Doom and Heretic, which was a similar game, but it was more. There's more magic. There was like you could get you
could be like a mage guy.
Yeah, and I was allowed to play that shit.
Hey,
I remember just finding all the secret. Oh, I did not. Nope. Hey, Dad, can I get over the computer?
Yeah, man. I'm just gonna get on for a minute, man.
You got to turn on and wait 20 minutes.
First game like that I can remember playing, and this before those games, it predates those games at least, is Wolfenstein on the computer.
He had that too, yep. I remember just watching him too play. I remember thinking, this is so sick. Now you look at it, you're like, what the fuck?
Shout out Medical Mondays.
Shout out to Medical Mondays.
Yeah, shout out Medical Mondays. They had a great episode today with the Michigan Weasters, Latrice Madison on there. They were talking some good stuff here. And if you guys are interested in even slightly in Michigan politics, it's a good show. You should check that one out. I mean, that not every show is on Michigan politics, but that one in particular.
And if you don't have your Michigan medical card and you're interested in getting your Michigan medical card, you can also hit up the Michigan Weedsters and they'll put you in the right direction to get your Michigan medical card.
I almost wore that shirt today, man, but I busted out the old
medical card.
Black Label Skates shirt instead.
Which one? Billy String shirt?
Black Label Skates.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, man. I just realized. Yeah, it's Elephant. It's John Lucero's brand that he had, and I realized today I was looking at it, I was like, oh shit! It says Blood, Sweat, and Curbs on it, and this is their the Black Label 25th anniversary. It says 1988-2013. I'm like, oh shit! It's 2023. So apparently this is the 35th anniversary shirt now.
Sweet.
Oh yeah.
Old weed shirts, old skate shirts. That's how it goes down. Mr. Baked is down with all the old anime shirts.
I don't have any anime shirt. Oh, I do. I have a Dragon Ball Z shirt. I've been looking into getting some better shirts.
You got to step up your game, man.
Dude, there's no. I mean, when you're working at Mint and you get enough shirts, man, you don't got. That's one thing I like the most.
That's that's the thing. Yeah,
you don't get worried about. You got to get socks. You get shirts and hats.
2 months ago, I got a Dry Duck hoodie that says Canna. That thing is so nice. I wear it everywhere.
That's that.
Yeah, the swag is dope. Like today, we got these little bullshit. Cintas. They'll give a paper towel and toilet paper dispensers. We finally got those. Well, they have their own key. This little plastic key, and we always miss places. So Ash is like, what do we do with this so we don't lose it? And then we're like, I don't know. We got a lanyard or something we can clip to it. And then we thought we got this big box of Canna swag, and they had a whole bundle of, those things you like slide onto the ends of your sunglasses so that
Croquis. Croquis, man.
Bunch of those. So we took one of those out and tied it around the key and then tied a loop around where we wanted it.
They used to be made of like wetsuit material and shit. I don't know if they still are.
I forgot my sunglasses today, so I grabbed a pair of sunglasses out of the swag bags. Yeah, there's like a bajillion of them. But yeah, swag is fun. Honestly, to be honest, the least favorite swag is when they bring pre-rolls.
Absolutely.
And that aren't ours. It's like, it's a hit or a miss, But
yeah,
man. Well, that's the thing about merch is if you like it, you're gonna wear it, and if you wear it, you're a walking advertisement for somebody.
That's true. Like literally 90% of my socks that I wear are made in Canada because they got these big fluffy ones that no one else can wear because they're like size 12, 13, and they're great.
Now you just got to wear the Bobby Hill short pants now, and you'll be advertised all day long, man.
Yep. Yeah.
Just get some slides and your fucking big ass socks.
Yeah.
Some yellow slides or something,
Fuck
dramatic.
Well, they sent
Or
these
fucking
hats.
Crocs, perhaps.
I forgot. Corduroy hat from
Is it Alpine?
Grassroots or no, it's not Alpine. It's
Biocanna.
the other one. It's Grassroots where
pumping the jam.
they got a sweet little
Hidden pocket.
hidey spot up here. Yep.
Nice.
And then this one though I like because it's pretty basic, right? No, it's not. It's got cool designs. Yeah, see, I've always liked that one, Skilbo, that you got.
I gave that one to my son.
That's a sweet hat.
He liked it.
Yep. Yeah. Is that
Yeah, man,
Grassroots?
This I can't remember.
I don't know who made that, but it was a 2020 hat.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
a 2020. We got it for the Pheno Hunt, the 2019 Michigan Pheno Hunt that my man there won. So
that was a
there you
good
go.
time, man. That was a good time.
Fuck yeah, man. Cheers, everybody. I'm
about
glad
ready
you
to
could.
I'm about ready to
make
let
it.
that cut go, though. I got one more harvest of it. It's getting close right now, and I don't have a I don't have a clone of it.
They're
But
working with the V2 going forward.
Yeah, I've got V2, and I've got V2 in seed form, and I've got fucking my cross. I got the snow devil.
Snow Devil. There you go.
Yeah,
Spartan Puke.
I got Spartan Puke. So I got 2 Spartan Puke in a sip container. I got 2 Snow Devil in a sip container, and I got a Project V going in one. And so far, interestingly enough, only one is showing sex, and it was a female.
Hey,
and it's Snow
it's
Devil.
nice when you see that first,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually you're like, oh, come on, dude. You got to come up out of there.
Yeah. So made sure to make the note of that one. That one's early. It's an early shower. It might be an early finisher. We'll see.
Well, I want to pop some of those V2. We're talking about the Snow Cane version 2, which was 2020 Mendocino had their keeper cut. And they took the winning cut from this 2019 Pheno Hunt Challenge that Spartan won. And they knocked
that cut and I sent it in a little sleeve of aloe.
Yeah, man.
I put that in a box and I sent no light, and I sent it straight to fucking Cali. And like 3 days later or something, it got there with no light, just stuck in a piece of aloe. And they said they were fucking great when they got them.
Yeah.
And I was like, nice.
Yeah, I want to pop a few of those outside. And look at some of their other gear as well. I still have some glue sniffer that I can take outside too.
And I always recommend that for outdoor. Everyone that I've talked to that I've talked into trying it outdoor, they've always said, it did fucking great when I talked to them about, hey, how'd that run? How'd it do? I mean, I was convinced once. I literally Rasta Bob reached out to me when he was consulting for some big grows out here in Michigan a few years back. And he was wondering, what kind of strains would do well in the Michigan environment and stuff. And I recommended him to talk to Adam out there at 2020, and the glue sniffer I knew was a fucking good one.
Yeah, man.
Long story short, he ended up ordering like fucking, I think it was thousands of seeds, not hundreds of seeds, for sure thousands of glue sniffer, and they grew that in acres of it. And
oh man,
I reached back out to him at the end of the year and said, hey, what's the verdict? How did they do? And he said, fucking all thumbs up on that. So that's why I continue to just recommend it, because I mean, how better can you field test it than actually field testing it?
Exactly. Talk about a pheno hunt, man.
Yeah. So shout out to Adam in 2020. Mendocino out there. They do obviously do a good job. They know what they're doing.
Well, outdoor season, it's really not too soon to start thinking about it. Now is the time you want to start thinking about what genetics you want to run. If you have any weird inputs that you're going to need, that everybody's going to try to get a rush on. Another pro tip is now is the time to buy your half-gallon ball jars, your mason jars. Don't try to wait until August and start trying to find them on the shelves. They'll be long since gone. So a little preparation there goes a little long way. And if you can't find those, I know some people will poo-poo this of, food safe plastic, but you can always get a food safe 5-gallon bucket, and one of those gamma lids that like snaps on and screws off. You know, do what you got to do to bring the outdoor in.
Oh, husky totes with claps. Speaking of,
yeah, that works too.
The black and the yellow lid totes, that were so popular so long ago, and they raised the prices on all of us growers
ridiculously,
like an insane amount.
It's like $13 now for a $7 tote.
This was pre-COVID. I'm talking pre-2020 when like they were like
$7.
No, dude, no, they were like $7. Like it's been like a decade since they were $7 around here, man. They went up to like $16. Like,
what size are you talking about?
The
27s? Yeah, 27s.
They went up to like $16 back in like 2018 or something after they caught on, man. Because I think it was like 2015, 2016 was a really, really plentiful year, and they were just sold out everywhere. You couldn't get those fucking things if you tried, dude. It was crazy. And at least around here, this is maybe a Washtenaw County issue, but
got $12 right now.
It was wild, dude. Yeah, and now
Home Depot.
And then it went up to like $30 for one of those fucking things. Like I don't know what, like last year, those things were like $25-$30 for one. Now they're back down to like $10 a piece. You can get one of those fucking toters for $10.99 at Home Depot now, dude, for 27 gallon. Because guess what? Nobody's buying those fucking things at $30 a fucking toter, and they figured it out. Good. Don't buy that shit for $30 a toter. I'd put my shit in a turkey bag before I buy it.
Hey, now.
The hell.
You get a show coming up or something. We can roll up with all these.
Tell us what grinds your gears.
Yeah.
$30.
Put it in a turkey bag and then put it in one of those totes.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
A tote,
double freshness seal, right?
You know what I like about Valentine's Day?
Well, that's
no, Bake. Tell us your jokes.
It's in 43 minutes.
Candy.
The candy.
Yeah,
there you go.
The candy.
Dude, I went to Target yesterday, and that shit was so picked over, man. It was like,
oh, I bet last minute idiots.
Out nothing. There was no kind of.
How do you forget?
Are those the little Tums heart?
Yeah, I love these.
A little half chalk, a little bit of mint.
Yeah, it's good for you.
Oh, they're far.
That's good business.
What kind of candy are they?
It's kind of like chalk.
Chalk.
Oh, ugh.
You can always find that shit. Nobody buys all those. Just bake.
It's yep, gypsum, good old fashioned gypsum. Sugar.
You know, they make the best
drywall, man.
Hershey Kiss shape right now, and that's the heart. The Hershey Kiss heart. Not Hershey Kiss. Reese's peanut butter cup.
What you think that's the best shape?
I think that's the best shape.
Based on the shapes ratio?
They're all the same.
I don't think so. No, we were talking about this at work.
They're blobs.
There was the Easter eggs. Yeah, there's the bunny, but then there's the eggs. And the eggs I think are bad.
I think the eggs are just the biggest, right? So it's going to be like the
I feel that.
Butter.
Yeah, so the ratio's off.
So I like the hearts. The bats are good if they're like the smaller ones.
Yeah, peanut butter
bats.
chocolate.
I haven't thought about the bats.
But I try really hard not to eat them. Like really, really hard. Because they're my favorite candy, but they're so bad for you. So I don't eat them.
Becca, have you seen those ones that are like full pound ones that they do at Christmas time? The humongous Reese's ones.
I used to buy those for my kids for Christmas.
I don't like the hard chocolate on the outside. I like the smaller ones that it's like really easy to bite through because then it just melts a bit easier than like hard chocolate.
I bought that big old Reese's for my son. He got so fucking sick feeling. So I bought it for him.
You bought him again next year? Go ahead and get you some more.
We're gonna learn you.
Trees. The trees are good too. The Christmas trees.
The trees are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think honestly they're all pretty similar. So there's not much difference.
I don't know. K-Good brings up a good point. The miniatures might have the best ratio. Reese's Minis cups.
I like the peanut butter. So I'll get like the big cups with like the thick peanut butter.
Oh yeah.
But they make me a little sick. So like I get the normal shapes usually. Rarely.
But where do you stand on Reese's Pieces? Just complete garbage?
Yeah, no.
I love
What?
Reese's Pieces.
Trash.
I prefer them.
The pieces? Okay.
But
Yeah.
I'm gonna
What's
get
up with all the fucking wrapping and bullshit on everything? Just give me something to eat and fucking.
Dude, you know what the
Don't
biggest
wrap it
joke
twice
is?
around.
Is when you get like the snack size shit and then they're all individually wrapped inside. You're like, come on, man.
Yeah,
I
it pisses
just
me
want to
off. I
smash
won't
buy
five
it.
of these.
If that happens, I won't buy it again. I'm like, fuck that. I won't buy this shit.
Deal breaker, man.
Wait, Reese's Pieces are like the little M&Ms, right?
Yep.
Oh, they're shitting.
Yeah.
Now wait a
Eat
minute. Now
phone
they're
home
shitting
ones.
on.
I like pretzel M&Ms.
What are they shitting on?
It's just gonna be
They're
shaped
shitting on
like
Pretzel
Cadbury eggs.
M&Ms are delicious.
what I
It's
said.
shit on Cadbury eggs and chat, and that's some bullshit because that's a classic. And
Cadbury's are alright, but they're
They're
not that
fucking-
great.
Butter
They are
is
awesome.
not a
I
good
think
one.
they're
not that good,
overrated.
they're awesome. Is what they are.
I've been to the Hershey factory,
Me too.
so I got
What's
a
that
small, part for Hershey.
Tell us about that.
But,
Hershey
oh,
chocolate,
but it's a competitor.
bake.
You can't.
What's
It's
sequence always
impossible
say?
for anyone else to make.
He
good
says
chocolate
their
cheap.
their their chocolate, which is true, uses an enzyme that's in puke, or it's an acid, butyric acid or something. But it's like a tiny part of the flavoring, and
Yeah, and I'm sure it's not an extract from puke.
yeah, it's not.
It's an
Yeah,
acute
all I
extract.
know is I've puked, and their chocolate does not taste like puke. So whatever. I recently also found out I was eating a blue raspberry lollipop, and I was like, "What makes blue raspberry? Because it's not a real flavor, you know."
Something's
No, it's
asshole, right?
Bro, it's
No,
a
not really.
fucking beaver's gland.
Yeah, it's an
So I
asshole.
Googled the gland, and I was like, "Oh, I don't think I'll ever eat blue raz again." Like, nope. Ruined it for me.
I thought
So.
petroleum-based flavorings were bad. That sounds a whole different.
Yeah,
Now
try
you know.
beaver
At
gland.
least it's natural, I
What
suppose. And
gland?
not
How is that harvested, man?
Yeah, what?
That's what I'm saying. You
Responsibly
guys are out there
harvested.
knocking beavers and
What
killing
do they
them
got these-
for their glands.
Where they got these wild harvest? You expect me to believe that they're wild harvesting
no way, dude. They're farm.
beaver
It's a
to
farm.
make all the blue raz flavors?
it's
I'm
called-
gonna say it's synthetically
it's
made.
called-
Is what I'm
Yeah.
gonna
It's
say.
called
It's made
cast
in petroleum.
Do you think it's
Synthetic
castoreum.
probably
Castor
not the
oil.
same?
No, castoreum.
Castor
That is
oil.
derived from certain glands of the beaver.
How do we have any fucking beaver left in this fucking world?
You're not killing beavers to get that.
They are
Do
killing a lot
they
of beavers, though. I'll tell you
kill
what, man. Beavers do some destruction.
beavers?
There is like a whole like beaver.
Known as Big Brown Beaver.
The beaver force
Dead
is
milkman.
out there, man, and they take down a lot of beavers a year. There's
Beaver force.
yeah, dude. Yeah, they go after all of the beavers.
I want a patch that says beaver force.
Oh, it might be a
On a
myth.
hat.
So I might be back on the blue raz.
Logging company.
Yeah, I'm saying it's pretty hard to
Might be
believe.
back
man.
on the blue ras.
You know, I don't want to
Get
get
back on.
It doesn't
Tap in
come-
again, man.
doesn't
Tap in.
come
It's
from a
alright.
beaver anus.
you know.
It's just like the same thing as that, but derived from petroleum or whatever.
I mean, beavers got to be careful, man. They're
But
on
it's the same.
treading tough waters, man.
It's a
Messing
beaver
with-
starfish, man.
But it's probably like the same as like cannabis, like THC and whatever that medical
Marinol.
yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marinol synthetic, and they probably
Same
make
thing.
it from petroleum.
That's what I call
Why is
gas,
everything
right?
from petroleum today,
Most
right?
stuff is, but most stuff is terpenes. Oh, you'd be surprised at how much stuff is made from petroleum, man. It's because there's a ton of carbon
Are
atoms.
they clandestine about that, Red? Is that
No,
what it is?
no, they do it under the
No, they
regulations
fucking-
that the corporations were.
He didn't bite for it back.
to allow them to create that kind of shit under extraneous circumstances that who knows what it does to ecological.
Lucas wants to know who Winona is. Bro, really?
Mine all of the shit that we turn into synthetic shit. Who knows? But we'll find out sometime
Winona Ryder?
in the next 30 years.
It may have been Winona Ryder. I doubt
guys-
it.
So it's a callback to the joke. We were talking about big beavers, so I said Winona's Big Brown Beaver, which is the
Right.
song, and everybody in
Yeah.
the chat got it, but Lucas is like,
That's I think she
Bringing up the
knows.
rear.
She's just trying to
she's bringing up the rear. Yeah,
bait.
man.
She's trying to bait us. She's trying to bait us into that.
Winona Ryder
Yeah.
did a Ramble on Rose. Kind of the only studio album that Ramble on Rose got was a Winona Ryder maybe I don't know if she did with Bob Weir or not, but they never did a studio Ramble on Rose. It was only on Europe 72's live version. Good old Winona Ryder, baby.
I'll always remember her for shoplifting. Isn't that crazy? It's like all the good she's done, and that's what I remember her for.
All right, let me shout out one guy out then. Jameis Winston. What do you remember him for?
Stealing.
I don't remember him.
Stealing crab legs. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was lobster.
No, it's crab legs.
Oh, it's not even.
Who was he before that?
At that time, he was a star fucking quarterback on his fucking college football team, and he's out there stealing crab legs.
Hey.
Yep.
The only time I ever stole crab legs was for free, legally. When
obviously everything's free if you're fast
enough.
Right?
Not stealing anymore, bro.
Oh,
Not stealing anymore.
Crab legs. Well, to a point when the restaurant loses money on you eating their crab legs. That's
I'm pretty sure the restaurant didn't lose money on you, Red. Eventually,
the manager actually came up to my dad and told him that we couldn't come back and eat crab legs there because they lost money because I ate so many crab legs. Ask us politely to stop eating our all-you-can-eat food.
I would have said, I'm going to sue you for false advertising.
Everybody left, dude. Everybody left, and my dad and I were just snap. Grab another pie. Snap.
Don't want to go to waste.
Great, tasty. Yep, yummy. Oh man, I might, maybe I was a little older. Maybe it was like 11.
Your ill-gotten gains, yeah.
Last year.
Oh yeah, dude, it was a good one.
Good time.
I'm not a seafood guy, so it doesn't sound appealing to me.
See, nobody's here to yank your chain about it. We're just gonna let that ride this time.
No, some people don't like seafood. I get it. It's they're detrivores. Most of them are, at least. And most fish are detrivores. They just eat waste and shit like that. All of our animals eat waste. We eat waste,
especially shellfish.
But yeah, shellfish are certainly waste eaters, and
I don't really like them.
A lot of cleanup.
We eat waste.
Look at Daddy Red.
Freaking lobsters are the cockroaches of the sea, man.
No, but Red said we eat waste. What? We don't eat waste.
Fish.
We're waste makers.
Oh, I bet we eat quite a few types of waste.
Baked, what fish do you eat?
I wouldn't eat any fish.
I'm sure.
I wouldn't eat any fish.
And I definitely wouldn't eat crustaceans.
I take it back. I mean, if I had to survive, I would eat.
Yeah.
But I've tried many. I just don't.
They filter the sand. Like they take sand in, and the sand comes out and shit, and they eat
Are they remediators, Red?
Organisms. Well, I don't know if they necessarily eat.
They're swimming in their own.
That's
shit.
not the shrimps. The shrimps eat it fully.
I mean, the ocean is got currents and is vast and has
the ocean is metal.
And yeah,
I like whitefish.
Like balance, like a forest. It's like a forest. There you go.
I like my fish in a tank. I can smoke a joint and watch them.
Before that, you used to grow corals and you had big salt tanks or fresh tanks?
Salt, baby. Fresh is for losers. No offense to anybody, but
Bake's getting a salt life fucking tattoo, man.
Yeah.
Is it a tramp stamp one?
No.
So, Bake, what is the largest tank that you had, and what was the coolest fish that was in it?
My largest was the last one I had. It was I want to say 120 or 140 on top, and then the sump was like 40. Because the sump's the lower tank. Everything goes down, filters through a bunch of contraptions, and then comes back up. But it was, I don't know, like 4 foot wide by like 2 or 3 foot tall and 2 or 3 foot deep. It was a nice rectangle. And I had a bunch of cool shit. I had some mini puffers, like a Valentini puffer. That was my favorite. I ended up stepping on him.
Jumped out of the tank on you?
Jumped out of the tank, and at the time I didn't have timers. So I was walking in the morning.
Exhale.
And stepped on it in the dark. But I also like my.
When you stepped on it, did it sound like a whoopee cushion?
No,
crunch.
No, yeah, it's like what I really hope was which is really gross too. But I was like, I hope that was a lizard or a roach because I was living in Florida at the time. But I knew it was a fish, and
well, it was
Have you
probably already
stepped on a
dead by the
lizard
time
before in the house?
what?
Have you stepped on a lizard before in the house in Florida?
No,
Just randomly?
but I was like, there's a time for everything in your life. So I was like, if this is the time for me to step on one of them gross creatures, let it be that. Then my fish. And
You're just not supporting
I
them.
didn't have a grate on top at the
Yeah.
time to stop them from jumping. But yeah, a little Valentini puffer. But some of my other favorites, I had really nice what they call it, designer clownfish. So they're like black, they're like holographic and stuff.
Yeah.
They're black and white. And then I have the cool one I had for like 2 or 3 years was some type of goby and a pistol shrimp. And they were symbiotic relationships. So they lived together. The shrimp couldn't see, had really shitty vision. So they literally sat side by side. They made a hole underneath a rock and they sat there all day just
two buddies, man, hanging out.
watching the fucking yard. Don't come in this half circle we got around this yard, And, and as long as you didn't do that, they were nice to everyone else. But it was a yellow goby, a yellow spotted goby, because it was yellow with blue holographic spots. The saltwater is way cool, dude.
For color,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
Yeah.
From being in Florida, did you ever wild catch anything and try to bring it in?
No, I don't think you're allowed to do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're not really. You gotta have licenses and stuff to do that.
Damn.
You bring it home.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do some other stuff too. That I'm sure you did. I was wondering.
Yeah. But no, like back in the day, they just had really bad poaching and shit. I mean, they have it now with like the Great Barrier Reef's fucked and shit because people just killed coral to sell it and stuff. A lot of the
bleaching.
A lot of the coral and stuff, not the coral anymore, luckily, because we started growing it, with LED technology and
So
stuff.
I was just gonna ask, has anyone tried just growing it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I used to grow all my. That's what you do. You buy. Luckily, they'll sell you a small little tiny chunk of a coral for cheap.
Frag.
As long as frag. As long as your shit's good, it might take a year, but that thing will grow.
How large will it get? Like in a year?
It just depends on the type of coral. There's there's soft coral, hard coral.
I should take you to my favorite spot out here called Tropiquarium.
Yeah.
Where's that at? Where's it at?
Tropiquarium. Oh, it's in Romulus. It's off of Inkster Road and Middle Belt or some shit like that down south of the airport. Dude, this place has greenhouses. It's like a little 3-acre farm.
Oh, that's sweet.
With, these greenhouses in back, and they have clownfish and shit. And dude,
yes.
like wooden swimming pools that they built, and they're just coral farms, just straight coral farms. There's sharks swimming down in the coral. It's so fucking cool. And you can pick frags, dude. $400 frags, $1,000, $1,500, $10,000 frags. They have such fucking shit. Oh yeah, dude.
Wow.
Dude. The live aquarium game is strong, dude. It's There are more species in home hobbyist aquariums than there are in the actual ocean, just because like what we've done with cannabis through
it's kind of nice that it's backed up with the issues that they've had with the warming and the bleaching and everything else, that it is being held, that if
not just with that, but they're actually taking these farms and they're reseeding the ocean.
Yeah, down in Florida they were doing that in the Gulf.
A lot of these old wasted areas, have been decimated with oil spills and shit like that, or boat traffic and shit.
Or those sink boats and shit.
It's kind of like
throw them on there.
What is it? The outdoor season. They'll grow them in their facility. Make sure they're a little frag, a little tiny, and they'll get literally. Their goal will be 100,000 frags, and then they'll go out to the ocean and take them and plug them, because they're little tiny plugs. A frag is I don't know what it's made out of, like a stone or something.
Yeah, dude,
it's a little disc. Imagine a disc with a little tiny peg coming out of the bottom of the disc, so you can put it in rock holes and stuff. And so they'll go and take 100,000 of those, and they even have robots doing it now, and they'll plant those coral frags to restart stuff, and it's definitely helped a lot.
And coral are cool. They have a lot of
corals. The thing is, if you're a grower and you like that shit, the tech of it, you'll probably like reef aquariums because I loved building my own sump, which was like a tank that basically had a filter sock, so it would trap all your nitrates, and you would occasionally take that sock and wash it or swap it out, and then that would go through maybe something else, and then it would get pumped back up to your tank, and it's pretty neat. You have to dial everything in.
I think it's funny how many people come from raising corals and aquariums to cannabis gardening.
I have a homemade,
especially hydroponics, man.
There's less testing in cannabis garden as far as like your chemicals. Like I remember having dread, like, oh, this is testing day, so I gotta break out this kit, and it's like I think like 10 different chemicals. So you're testing for nitrogen, you're testing for this. Each one of them is like a drop tester. So it's each got its own dropper, and you'll go get this.
It's like testing the chlorine in a pool.
It's like that. Right. You'll find a card and be like, all right, what do I do for ammonia? Oh, it's 1 drop of this. Put your salt water in. Another drop of this. Wait 15 minutes.
People love that shit though, man. They love.
It was fun. It was fun, but when I decided to move, that's when I decided to sell it. I'm actually the admin of the Tallahassee Reef. They didn't have a Reef Facebook group when I joined, or when I started doing Reef. We had one store, and it was really nice. And I was like, why don't we have a Facebook group to trade, to sell fish, shit like that, equipment. It's now got 350 people, and I just had a guy who asked me to finally be an admin, and I was like, yeah, you can be an admin because I don't even live there anymore. But yeah, it's kind of funny. It's a huge community, and that's what's cool.
I helped my friend move his aquarium. We had like 25-gallon buckets piled up in a fucking U-Haul with his aquarium, dude. It took us like a couple. It was exactly a year ago. It was like this time last year, so there was snow on the ground. It was super shitty out, and we were hauling all these hauling buckets, dude. I would have thought my days of hauling buckets up and downstairs were done, dude. We were hauling all these buckets of fucking water downstairs and breaking down his grow room and so we moved his entire grow room.
And this is a good friend, man.
Holy fuck, dude, bro. Bailed all of his fucking cocoa into 27-gallon toters, which were probably $30 a piece back then.
Did you take them upstairs too?
Only
or was it luckily on the first. Okay.
Yeah. All the growing shit got tossed in the garage, but the aquarium, all those buckets of water down wooden stairs, brand new, slippery, well finished. Take your shoes off at the door and walk barefoot down. Or actually, no, slippery ass. We didn't take our shoes off; just slippery fucking shoes. Down the
I always hear that carnival music. Do, 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 do. Like, am I gonna fucking eat shit on these stairs and throw
deep basement too? Deep stairs, dude. Down to the basement. He had a nice. He has a beautiful aquarium. Oh yeah. It's been set back up, but he was supposed to get a replacement tank and everything. I'm not sure if he has, but he and I used to do the aquatic. We were the aquatic specialists over at the local Petco. And that's kind of where I got a lot of my old supplies and shit like that from. But dude, I've got an old 55-gallon aquarium that I turned into a sump / like a live reservoir. I used to have
refuge,
like a refugium. I would have a really deep sand bed. And
that's what it was. You go through a sock, and then you go to Cato, the algae, and you actually have spinning algae at the bottom of this tank, and that algae. You would literally every once in a while rip that in half, so it's just a tiny little ball because it's growing. It's eating your nitrates the whole time.
Well, yeah,
and
dude,
it's growing, which cleans your water.
How clean your water gets. You just keep a nice dirty aquarium below a nice clean aquarium, and that dirty aquarium just scrubs the shit out of everything. All my bio balls are down there, and then a really deep sand bed that pulls all your nitrates into the deep sea. All this nitrates sit in the bottom of the sand bed, and they don't get released unless you stir that shit up. So it just pulls ammonia out of the water really easily. But yeah, and then that area was also nice because if we had a fish that was a little fester or, a little fucker, he'd go down there. I actually had thought I lost a neon. I had a neon, what was it? It was a little orange neon dotty back. Fucking cool neon dotty back, dude. It was like $30 little fucking fish.
Yeah.
I'd get a paycheck spend like $30.
That's
you know.
oh yeah.
And like
I used to feel like a chick at the mall. I get my paycheck. I go to the fish store and be like,
this fish
what
disappeared.
can I afford and fit?
Months.
That's how I got a tang. That's how we got a huma and a lionfish.
In a cave. I couldn't find this fish. 4 months. He's gone. I'm thinking he's in a cave somewhere, dude. I'm cleaning everything out one day. I might have been moving or breaking it all down.
Yep.
I'm finally cleaning out my filter. He was in my canister filter.
Oh,
My aquarium stuck in my canister filter for 4 months, still alive.
yep.
He was fine.
Probably just eating other fish's poop to stay alive and
He ended
stuff.
up getting beaten up by something, but dude, he just probably laid there for 4 months, not being able to move. I don't know how the fuck he lived, but he survived in that little fucking canister filter, pressed up between some filter fiber, you know.
Fish can be resilient, even though
Yeah.
not like we have a fish that he's had since before I was around, and this fish we don't ever clean this cage, and she's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, they definitely can be. There's ones that are more temperamental, like a seahorse. Weak as fuck.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with a seahorse tank.
I have a seahorse.
Pain in the butt.
Seahorse is my spirit animal. You want to see my seahorse? Is actually the first animal that I helped pass on. Watched pass on.
That was the other thing was somebody in chat mentioned copepods. So like with cannabis, you got microbes. Oh, you got a problem? Go get you the good microbe bottle or powder. Put it in there. They're gonna fix your stuff. Copepods are the water equivalent of that. And so like whenever you want to make a tank, you can't just go get dead rock and dead gravel and dead sand. You have to get live sand, live rock, or inoculate it with copepods. Yeah, that's yep.
That's pretty cool baked. Like the water.
You can
version.
see its stomach here. You see its stomach. I shouldn't hold the joint to it. The stomach there.
I'll take the joint.
Something, maybe a fish or something had gotten it. We were wade fishing down off of one of those bridges that's really, right on the water, right down in right south of Tampa, somewhere between Sarasota and Tampa. One of those right off the rocks. Knee deep out a few hundred yards, and we're out there fishing. And I'm fucking around picking up conch snails and shit like that, getting sand, my hands all fucking nasty with iodine from sand dollars and stuff. And this little guy's just fucking floating by, busted up. A fish or something had gotten him, and he was just laying there floating, basically, and still kind of like, trying to breathe, and he was dying. So I kept him. I don't know why. I was a little kid, but it was a souvenir for being a little kid. And he dried up. I might have put him in the sun or something. And I was like one of those kids that collected like skulls and gator heads and stuff like that.
All right, Red. What kind of skull did you have?
I was about to say.
Oh, I'm unsure, but I think it was either
a horse.
No, it was either
I made you a sandwich.
It was either a fox or a raccoon.
What's the other one? Relax. I just want to take some pictures.
Probably old box. And then I'd acquire a couple little gator heads every now and then.
Dude, I had so many. Yeah, I had a bunch of gator heads over the years living in Florida.
Little bitty.
That would be like the gift as a kid. Every uncle or somebody thinks you want a gator head.
Yeah, I got a couple.
Yep.
Where are they?
They had a box somewhere downstairs. Should we get them out?
I didn't keep them whenever I moved, or I'd let my mom sell them at a garage sale or something.
Red has the quintessential shop, curio shop of fucking mysteries and wonder. You never know what you're gonna find at Red's house.
Yeah, what else is it?
Little shop of curiosities.
A bottle of holy water from the Vatican up on that shelf.
There may or may not be a piece of the Great Wall there. Perhaps may or may not be.
There's so many rocks, and we don't know where they're all from.
You don't even know what they're from. You're just like, it's cool.
Should not be removing stones from.
He just takes seeds out of things he's eating, and we'll just put him in places.
It's
there's so many.
Geology, there's vibration.
Like a squirrel and a raccoon in one. If it's
remember
shiny,
what was that movie? Signs. You remember Signs?
Favorite.
Yeah, Signs.
Look, where he's off and running. Look at him. He's like, hold on, this is my favorite.
She puts water everywhere around the house.
Yep.
That's Rev with Z's.
M. Night Shyamalan, Mel Gibson, Signs.
The squirrel ever breaks into their house is gonna be in heaven.
So
yeah,
we took a step on the Trail of Tears this past summer when we went on our engagement vacation. We took a step on the Appalachian Trail and smoked a doobie off on this old part of it and whatnot. And there was this like dead stick that was upright. It was pretty fucking cool. It was still rooted, but it was totally dead. Just a deadfall leaning up against this other tree. Who knows how long it was dead for? A good solid, 1.5 inch diameter. So I cut it off at the base and it had a nice little walking stick. Super hardwood, like 100 rings within this
old hickory.
Old, probably, dude. So fucking beautiful. Right off the Appalachian Trail. And I took a few more steps, and there was this other like root or stick or something.
Hey, Harry Potter wand?
Yeah. So I actually wrapped and crystallized and glazed and epoxy.
That looks like Ron Weasley's wand.
And I went through and I learned wrapping, so there's no knot. This is a freestanding wrap. This is all undertied and everything. The string has been pulled through underneath. Wrapping is super fun if you can figure it out. But this is epoxied on, so it's not going anywhere. And then, I did some magic with the crystal, so super strong. Super magical.
It was going to be for my little brother who's only 6, because he likes Harry Potter, but we liked it too much, so we made him a different
yoink.
The handle, you can't see it, but there's a couple of little
almost looks like a tentacle
citrine gemstones in here along the top of
How did you put those in there?
They're just inlaid with epoxy. Yeah, epoxy's kind of my friend with these projects. So this summer we will have some of the cannabis wands available, along with we have some apple walking sticks, and I'm gonna see how sunflower is gonna work out with the walking stick here. I think I can get a walking stick out of sunflower if I use.
You think it'll be strong enough to sustain weight?
I think with enough epoxy and with enough, yeah. That's it. I've learned that like if you really do it right and you get it down in all the nooks and crannies, it really acts as like
a Thomas's bagel.
Yeah, it really it's like turns into concrete. It's kind of cool. So epoxy is pretty cool, and working with that stuff. It's just super messy and sticky, and it might need additional sanding or something, but.
As long as you cure it too. Cure it good too.
That's the thing. It needs to be done right.
You can UV cure them and stuff.
I've got some other cool gemstones and shit I want to fuck with. Fordite and some things like that for my personal one.
Do you have the rock tumbler going anymore?
Chocolate opal today.
What's that, Scobo?
I was wondering if you had the rock tumbler going at all lately.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Fordite is probably one of the coolest rocks. It's not even a rock, but that's
paint
the coolest.
Yeah,
dude, that's
Fordite,
fucking cool.
Automotive paint, yeah.
Oh, Fordite.
It's enamel, right? It's enamel paint. So
yeah,
it's like hard as a rock, hard as stone, and then they chip it up off the paint booth floor. Ford Automotive Company, probably Chevy. Like there's some there's like Corvette Fordite, or they just call it Fordite, but from the
so fucking cool as shit.
Yeah, check that shit out. Super cool.
Yep.
Super psychedelic,
Polish it,
This that piece down there on the bottom right, that kind of looks like a couple little pieces that we have. And then we got a little piece of ruby. It's like rough ruby, so it's like ruby inside of. It's not like our banger ruby. It's like rough ruby, like inside of some other rock. And then we got some. What's that other rock called? It's from the Dominican Republic. It's a sacred stone in the Dominican Republic, and the people that we got these from, They're hash heads, dude. They're part of the like Gems and Genetics family.
Larimar,
yeah, that's it. It's a blue stone.
that looks sick.
Beautiful.
What is that?
Super rare.
Let me
we maybe not super rare.
Bring it up.
So we got it's this
yeah.
Larimar. We got a little bit of that, and then
hold it back up again, Red. One more time.
Fordite. Here's the Fordite. Here's the Larimar. Right here.
There we go, and then we're gonna do this.
Here's the Ruby. Yeah, dude, look at the Larimar.
Larimar's pretty.
Yeah, we need to get this stuff like on our skin.
That's sweet.
Cool earrings.
Look at like a little Buddha bracelet.
Yeah, it's what do they call
them?
that? Mala beads.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I've been following some rock people
Rock
on
hounds.
Instagram.
Yeah,
you got what was it today? Chocolate opal, but something else, some sort of a rainbow obsidian. So when it's at a certain rainbow though.
Yeah.
So when it's at a certain angle, it's colorful as hell. Then you turn to the side, and it was black.
And
yeah, it was like
and
crazy.
to some the woo woo in the magic is that they people will they'll say that they just think that they may have just powers, right? People say they have powers or they have different special energies or something. I guess a way to kind of understand that to not call it a magical power. It's more of everything is in a state of frequency, and everything kind of vibrates, and everything vibrates at a certain specific frequency, including all of us. And all of geology vibrates at certain frequencies, and come to find out that different combinations of minerals, i.e. gemstones, crystals, glass, any of that kind of stuff that refracts, absorbs, reflects light and or waves, frequencies, right? We use diamonds and crystals in FM and AM transmission. We use it in our record players, the diamond tip stylus. They transmit energy. They absorb energy, and that's a big thing when they absorb the energy, because the crystals absorb the energy, and that's really what people are looking for. Is each crystal, each combination of gemstones will have a different frequency which they absorb energy, and that's kind of like a battery. And so when you have this like battery of energy right here, and then if you were to say hold on to it, then you can say pass that energy onto yourself or onto others, or use it in healing or spirituality, or just whatever fun things that here, you know about that? Oh, you're gonna put it back. Here you go. So yeah, anyways, that's really what's behind it. Is it's more of a frequency thing, of a vibration, of a stored energy thing, and then wash them, cleanse them, restore the energy with sunlight and oxygen and nature. And it's about grounding, and it's about energy and vibration, more so than magic or magical powers or anything like that. And every element is going to have different stored vibrations. That's why even having things like skulls and respecting the dead and stuff like that is cool, because there's carbon and calcium. Exactly. And so just having all of that stuff around is and we have the living behind us, and many different forms. It's a homage thing.
Speaking of homages, we have hash time coming up in 6 minutes, so it gives time to get your jars out of the fridge. Here's roll a bomb joint, pack a
homage to Fergoli.
What
do we got?
Oh, there we go.
Some radioactive.
And in that same respect, I believe that there's a little bit of the artist.
Hang in there, anything grows.
Material as well. Baked. So you're going to be smoking a
we
little
bit. We used to say, easy greasy, you get a long way to slide.
Smoke a little bit of.
And on this Chernobyl, we got a little Chernobyl. So Baked, we're smoking a little bit of you.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Think about that.
Well, we have
That's pretty cool because that
right?
means I'm in
Hey,
2 places at once.
You know what?
Oh.
I think I'm gonna try to pass the love. I'm going to.
Well, I'm
smoke
also
some Red
smoking
Center
right now.
Ash.
I'm in like 6 places at once. I feel so powerful.
I'm so powerful. Think
Dude,
I don't
I've
have anything of
been
yours
listening to right
anymore.
now. I've been listening to 2 things, which is Glass Cannon Podcast, which is a bunch of funny dudes playing D&D, not D&D, Pathfinder, same thing or similar. And then fucking Warhammer 40K audiobook. So I've been pumped up on that fantasy stuff.
I'm gonna have to try to remember. I'm stoned right now to clip that portion that you just went through there.
Yeah, I know. I knew. I
That's
was
the
like,
ad for next week's show, man.
Yep.
I tried
More
to do
power.
an homage to the Kang and Kodos for the ad for the show. If you follow any of us on Instagram, I always try to make dumb ads that are kind of like callbacks to stupid shit that we've said on the shows. And the last week we had was Baked after he did that big, huge rip on the gravity bong. And if you didn't get a chance to see that episode, go back. It's a good one.
Oh yeah.
I
did
noticed
some
Bake
more.
does not have it on the edge of the table this time, though. Oh, okay, all right.
I was doing some more. I did not like. It's not like I dove into gravity bong land, but I did one more. I think after the show, a day or 2 later. It's a good hit. It's a good hit, but it's just like, whew. I think I'm gonna see about getting that down stem and getting some percolation and see what
Why not?
happens.
I mean,
Yeah, why not? It's probably like a $20 down stem. So
you just go to the store and buy the longest one you can find.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, longest 18 mil you got, give it to
The
me.
only thing that I will say is I do want to give a shout out to High Sci Glass. I don't know if they still make these. I bought it like 10 years ago. But instead of like a lot of times on down stems, those aren't blown holes that they use for the percolation. They use a saw and they just cut the fluting into them. So
Oh,
what that does is it gives you like really, really big bubbles, which is splashy and everything else. And your better percolation is you want more smaller bubbles. So for keeping it for the smooth, not so gluggy, you know what I mean? Like that's like a signature thing of like a 90s bong. If you hear it in like an old ass hip hop song or something, that's like it's got a very distinctive glug 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 sound to it, is because they didn't even have fluting in those. Those were just straight stems that went in the water.
yeah.
And it was just, you know what I mean, pulling through there. But the high side ones is a solid down stem with holes punched in it, like with the punty from, the glass blower. So you get a lot more smaller bubbles. I don't know. Try to be bougie with the baked.
No, yeah, no. So with flour, you want a bunch of the small bubbles. But it's actually now they found with rigs and like dabbing, you want less percolation. Obviously, you want some sort of water filtration to get yourself smoother hit.
Yeah, but it's not big bubbles in.
Yeah,
your
for sure. But it's not a million tiny ones like some of the flour rigs.
No, it's
'Cause
even
they were
more.
going. I remember getting some rigs where the percolator was like, what was it? What did they call it?
The jellyfish ones?
Like no, I had that one where it was like an octopus,
Yeah.
but I had it was like a disco. I want to say disco bucket or something. So imagine a bucket, and it was just like sliced upward and perpendicular all around it, so it could come out all those holes. And that was the percolator. I remember they were getting fancy with it last time I really looked.
Yeah, man.
But, yeah, I'm interested honestly. See how the glass market does in comparison to the cannabis market.
What do you mean, advances or?
Yeah,
What's it going to be next? Well,
advances.
dude,
I think they're both correlated.
But the bucket game like blew up in the last 18 months. Like there were so many different
Like quartz buckets.
styles that just the terp slurpers and this, and then let's use opals.
Oh yeah.
Throw this in there. Let's do it this way. And there's just so many
I
different
think
styles, man.
I think like for instance, pound prices have dropped and stuff like that. I think the fancier glass is gonna go down. There's not gonna be so much $5,000, you know.
Good point, babe.
Those are art pieces, man.
Yeah, but I'm saying the people that were getting that were getting $4K a pound.
Yep.
You know, stuff like that. Now they're not. So then, you know, I'm just wondering if that's gonna happen.
Disposable income.
The pendant game might not be as strong as it was. You know, I know the pendant game's half growers.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like
people are having to live within their means a little more now.
Yeah, I want to see what happens.
The pendant game to me, you mentioned that, it's like, it's easy for me to justify, you know, it's only $100, man. I really like it. Like I get this little when me and Red and Becca and Abolish went to the Dead and Company show last summer. I picked up a little glass piece that is the Steely, and inside of it is like 2 little white mushrooms and shit. And I was like, man, I gotta have it, dude. So I'm a sucker for glass. I always have been
too, man. So it's a good cause, you know. It really is.
They get their money from us with the pin game, Red. They always get us for the pins.
When did we show off all those pennants? Late Sesh a couple weeks ago. Go back to a couple shows. It might have been a live or a Late Sesh, but it showed off a bunch of pennants. It might have been Bro Show Live, maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. But we got into the pendant game and stocked up from Diligent Glass on a bunch. And I think it was just Diligent Glass. We got a whole bunch of pendants from his studio and his gallery. Take it on the road with us. We have it available in our store, and that is something that we'd like to do as well, man. Is support the local artists in that respect, and keep them in our gallery. Create a gallery of local artists and things available to
Red Setter Farm, the Galleria of
Red Setter Farm.
Jewelry.
Yeah, it's ironically right when
to Red Setters
and people can't really afford pendants anymore because they do, like Big said, man, the price of nobody has that disposable income anymore, at least not, you know, not as many.
It's like, you had to choose food over a $3,000 diachronic opaled out pendant. Welcome back to the real world. No, but also in that, it's like Skilba was saying, the bangers are now getting knocked off, which is honestly better for the consumer because $200 banger is not really fair. I mean, I don't want to say fair, but feasible.
That's like a disposable piece to a point. You don't expect to have that.
Exactly. Especially if you're not, you know, careful. So the fact that you can get a nice terp, I think my terp slurper was $60. And it was a B grade. It was called, which meant it had some sort of fall. And I've been using it, I don't know, 2 years now, and no problem. So I think it's nice to see that all the new fancy terp slurpers and stuff you can go find them for $40-$50 instead of
that's coming
$200. Yeah, exactly. So
I like my little ruby insert, but I just put it right inside a banger, normal banger, and pretty simple.
Yeah.
When I start all the complicated pieces, it just is always a mess. Like it's.
What did the ruby insert run?
I don't know. How much was the insert?
Like $70, I think. I think it was 70.
Yeah, so 2 years ago, that would have been like $250, I bet.
Probably.
Like, you know what I mean? Like things have definitely come down, which is nice.
I just feel like we've already saved money on the dabs though, because they just
I think it would break
so much more effective
if we overheated, or if we did some shit like overheating and then dunking in alcohol or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm pretty careful with the heat.
Yeah, definitely good for lower temps and stuff like that, just out of safety for the device. But
dude, this Mr. Clean is really good. Shout out to Frigoli.
It's just like keeping your banger free of being chazzed, you know. It also helps keep it free of being chazzed. It's super cool.
Yeah. I don't ever get like a burnt taste from it. Like if I go too hot, or I am reheating a dab and I go a little too hot with rosin, it's just gross, I think.
Yeah.
The reheat, like it's just ugh. but I won't. It won't burn in the ruby insert. I can reheat it, and it still will hit nicely with flavor.
And you know, it's always that like price to like necessity type of like dilemma, right? Where like a very inexpensive, let's say terp slurper, or not terp slurper, a very inexpensive what are the things called where you light up the is it terp slurper? No, it's a
nectar collector.
Nectar collector. You know, a glass nectar collector with a really nice titanium piece and connectors and like $40, you know, $30, $20. You can get them for, you know, relatively.
That's what I use right now.
And but it's gonna blow through your stash. You know what I mean? You're gonna stick the nose of that thing, the little and so it's gonna be a little bit more wasteful, right?
You're using titanium.
But if you spend a little bit more money, right? You spend a little bit more money in the forefront, which, you know, sucks to come up with. That's the hardest part, is coming up with that. You're going to conserve your product on the back end. So you end up spending an extra, you know, now you're buying a banger and a rig and then a little glass piece stick down on the rig to conserve the, you know, temperature and all of this shit. So, you know, it ends up being, you know, 3-4 times the price of the nectar collector, but you're able to like save your stash and over time the pocket, because, you know, 3 grams, you know, for a couple $100, or, you know, a gram for whatever, $50 or $60 or whatever you're getting a gram of rosin for, sometimes $100. Blowing with the nectar collector into that thing is gonna, you know, even if you're cautious with it, you know, you're still gonna like singe it up a little bit more, and then spending the money, which, you know, that's the dilemma, right? That's the hard part about it is that I just like budgeted. We needed a new shelf to like hang. I have these Fluence lights that I have enough for like mothers and stuff out at the farm, and I have a couple more that I want to do vegetables under, the nice LED lights. And we need some vegetable racks here at the house. We really need to get seeds started. We have some started, but it's time to get cranking. So a 4-foot, you know, a 4-foot wide by 2-foot deep by like 6-foot tall, like baker's rack, you know, those like metal rack with adjustable shelves and shit like that.
That get real expensive quick.
They're like over $100, you know, for one of those things at least. And then if you want casters on it or the quality grade metal one, then $150, $200. If you want anything a little bit bigger than 4 feet, let's say the Fluence light actually won't fit in those racks. It's a little bit bigger than 4 feet. It's like 54 inches or something like that. So you kind of need a 5-foot light. And I've gotten some of these like flood trays that won't fit on one of those shelves. You need a 5-foot shelf. You get into a 5-foot shelf, you're paying $200, $300 for what, a Guardian shelf or a
Look, let me show you this. Let me pull this up real quick.
All the metal ones.
Your Costco and your Sam's is your friend. This sucker's like, this is what I got.
That's a beast, yeah.
$200. It'll hold like thousands of pounds. It's, I think, 6 feet wide. At least mine is.
200.
Yeah, 72, 77. But I mean, it's gonna last.
That's not that bad.
You can move those wherever you want. Like, I'm gonna be using 3 because I don't need 4 shelves.
Why don't you zoom in on the corner real fast, Bake, because I want to point something out to everybody. Notice that there's those little holes on both the left and the right side of that pole, the vertical pole. That means that with 3 of those verticals, you could actually have 2 units. Never thought about that. If you could be able to just get in Menards sells those shelves.
Yeah.
So if you bought 3 verticals, you could actually do 2 sets of shelves. You don't need to buy 4 verticals.
Yeah, you could. Yep. Yeah. So like, and I think Menards sells similar product to this. I don't know about price, but
well, they'll sell them individual pieces. You have to
actually real quick. Yeah.
You know what
Look
I mean?
at that, man.
Yeah. So they're very similar.
I was just gonna say, and I literally all my shelves that you see on my videos and stuff. There's $100. This one, real quick, I'll show you. I got this stuff when I got it like 3 years ago from Costco and plans of this. But this one's $100. This thing holds hundreds of pounds, if not thousands. Comes with nice wood on each level, like it's like a coated wood. and it's only $94. So I don't know. Just go to your Costco and Sam's Club if you need some shelves. But let's check Menards. I'll get with you.
Well, so anyway, I'm shit, last part.
I bumped his shit when I bumped the other one shut. Like,
damn it,
hey.
Skilvo.
So
Hey, man.
what I'm getting into though, now this won't hold thousands of pounds like that. Those racks there, I could toss
How much do
cocoa
you
on
need it to
those
hold,
racks.
Brad?
I could toss.
That's the thing, yeah.
So right,
What weight do you think?
So what I built, we're starting seeds, so we need something that's going to hold maybe 50 pounds.
Oh,
right?
yeah, here you go.
So we just took some wooden.
Holy shit! It's $379 at Menards for a similar thing.
A similar thing. That's what I'm talking about.
That's crazy.
Yes. And I'd be
If
surprised.
anybody needs to borrow my Sam's Club, look at this though. Look at this.
One doesn't go up soon.
Well,
I gotta show Red this. He's gonna get a little excited. They do sell this for $200, so I'm sure somewhere else.
Oh yeah, okay.
So there's your other shelves and a vertical. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Vertical. Okay. All right.
And you just have to know. I bet if you contacted the companies that make these, they would be able to tell
honestly, if I was going to Menards, I would just go to the pick your piece, and then you can get your verticals and you can get your horizontals and you can get.
They have those thick ones though.
They have them like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
They're slightly different quality, but it's the same fucking thing. And it's kind of more of a primered tan, so you can just paint them whatever fucking color you want, or just leave them whatever tan if you want. It's kind of an ugly brown, but whatever.
Plants don't care.
I would go that route, or I'd go the wire shelf or whatever. But still, you kind of stuck with that 4 foot wide. They have 6 foot wide. You can go. I grabbed some, those fencing boards. They're like it's like a 1x6
slots,
like cedar tall. Cedar is good, yeah, mostly cedar. If you go to the right spot, you can get them in cedar, and they're like $5 to $6 a board, which is great for the board foot. But if you get pine, you get them for $218 at Home Depot for pine fencing, right? So that obviously would need to get standard or whatever if it was outside, but we use the wood for just pine. And if you cut it right, you can get a 6 foot board and get 2-inch, 1x2s, 18 board. No more math. Okay. Anyways,
rip it down to size.
Ripping it down. So I like using the fencing because it's only $2 a board. Basically, if you were to buy a 1x2, you're going to spend $2 for like an 8 foot board.
Good luck finding a good one too. They're always
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or I can rip down and get 3 1x2x6s. You know what I mean? Out of the same price. So it's a better bang for the buck by almost a third of the price of wood. And it's rough cut. You know what I mean? It hasn't been ran through a planer. It's not sanded smooth. It's got, you're
not using it for that though.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't matter if I want, I can sand it up. The whole point is, for a carpenter to at least have wood stock to use. If you want to sand down your own wood and then maybe even plane it yourself or whatever, that's the way to get some. At least
I get a shit ton of oak flooring that I have to do that with.
If you don't have a local, mill or access to that type of wood yourself, Home Depot has it for $2 a board. And dude, I'll tell you what, it saved us a ton. So we built 23 inches deep. I built 23 inches deep for 50. I don't know. It's almost 5 feet wide. It's just shy of 5 feet wide. It's like 58 inches or some shit like that. And then it's almost 6 feet tall. It's like 70 inches tall. And so I built this shelf out of wood, and I only spent $30. $30.
Oh yeah,
$30. Yeah, I used 14.
What'd you use for fasteners?
How did you fasten?
I only used brads on the entire thing.
No, there you go.
I will probably come through and put a couple of screws in it, but that's it. Like I said, man, it's not going to hold my cocoa. It's not going to hold, heavy storage. We're just putting some plants and baby plants.
It's holding. You know what I mean? It's
and
it's pretty solid.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid structure. We'll see. I might put some screws through just like the shelf parts, and is for what it is. You know, the boards were in the garage; they were pretty dry, and I think that it would be fine. I think we're gonna paint it, and maybe the paint will add a little bit of sureness to it. But you know, it's all shirred up on the back and it looks pretty good. I posted a picture of it on my Instagram, but you know, there's a lot of cost into that. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot more capital that goes. The financial side of it is only $30, but you got to understand, I own the tools, right? I already paid for the tools. I bought the tools at some point. There's a material capital that goes into it. You know, there's the skill of carpentry, which is that's another form of capital that goes into it.
Well, sometimes when you get into these other steel things, it's like the homeowner has a difficult time cutting them unless you have like a torch or a grinder or something like that.
Yeah, totally.
You're not going to bust out a hacksaw and cut through like the black gas pipe shit.
Dude. And I'll tell you, if you're working with hardware cloth, like or chicken wire, any of that kind of shit, dude, get a grinder if you're cutting that shit, dude.
Oh, no shit.
Snips with those things. Snip. Snip.
Then they're sharp as hell, and you got to come back with a grinder anyway or a file.
Like, well, cool. Now I have to do it again. Snip. And I tried using die cutters, snipping those fucking things, dude. And I mean, if you have aviation sneers, yeah, dude, that's fine. Snip. Sure. If you have some tin snips or something, it's probably no problem. But yeah, grinder. It's
just use lines.
Super easy. Right tool for the right job.
That's nice if you can get it, man.
If you can get it, yeah, exactly. That's the whole part about it, though. Is I come from that's just my background. Is I have a lot of tools because I went through trade school and got a lot of tools for working on tech. And then, you know, when I first got a house, I started building grow rooms, and I was like, well, can't just be borrowing stuff all the time. You know, I can borrow stuff here and there, but eventually dad needs a saw. You know what I mean? So
sometimes you have to budget the tool into the job itself.
And that's it too.
We were talking about like the drywall lift and all that kind of shit, man.
Yeah, it's budgeted.
It's cheaper for you to buy the 10-inch DeWalt chop saw and do your flooring project than it is to pay somebody to come in and do your.
That's how I look at it.
At the end of it, you can just take that same DeWalt and you can put it on, some swap site, sell it for $200 to somebody else, and there you go. You're done.
It's capital, man. Because once I own it, once I possess it, and I learn to use it, it becomes more valuable than the price that I paid for it.
It's like growing. Once you start building shit, you're like, hey, I could probably fix this, or I could build that.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, your backyard looks like yours, right?
Yeah, I can't believe the chicken coop. Like, I don't know how that.
Hey, built like a brick chicken coop, man.
Yeah, and I mean that's a $4,000 or $5,000 chicken coop, easy. And I did not pay that for that thing. You know what I mean? It only cost us a few days of our time. But again,
if you try to go to Tractor Supply and buy a coop,
that size, you go to like, there's a couple of them that are like Florida coops or something like that. There's a couple really nice, places you can get coops from that they're going to charge you.
Yeah, they're so expensive.
I probably wouldn't charge that. I'd probably charge my time, hourly, whatever, however long it took me to do it. But once I have a template down and it's something you can pop together super fast and get it, build something in a day or two, I charge my time.
The red setter wing of chicken coops now. That's our sideline.
I've wanted to be a carpenter, man. Honestly, it's like for me, I absolutely like cannabis is like this whole way of me being able to do everything else that I love, which is why I love cannabis so much, is because like to be and it's more or less just farming, right? To be a farmer, you kind of have to be a jack of all trades. You know what I mean? Something breaks, you have to fix it. and that's why one of the reasons why I love cannabis is because it allows me to stay active in all of those different areas of growth. You know what I mean? Always learning new stuff. There's always something new tech or whatever it is
I love talking to Spartan about this shit. And then when he hits me with like stuff that they've done on farms for years that just makes so much sense that I'm not aware of, I'm like, oh, well, no shit. Okay. And it's just passing information along like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And farming keeps you active doing it all. That's what I like about it.
There's the two worlds colliding. There's the farmers that have
There you go.
kind of perfected their craft and they know what works and they don't want to change. And then there's the whole thing of the science of this plant is still emerging and we're still learning new things. And so it's like, it's hard to bridge that gap sometimes, but I think we still have a lot to learn from both sides. And that's where the real growth happens, is in the middle there, I think.
Beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Sure. They got 14-gallon high-density polyurethane barrel drums for $46 on Amazon now.
That's a terrible place to look for them, man.
Last I looked, they were $100, so that's pretty cheap.
Barrel drums? What size?
14 gal. They're kind of small, but I have 2 of them I use at the house. But I remember I bought mine 4 or 5 years ago for about
At that rate, you might as well just get a brute trash.
How much for a 50-gallon trash can?
Yeah, just get a brute trash can, $40.
Yeah, these look nicer.
50 gallons.
Okay, let me make it full screen so I can see it too. There we go.
But no, when I bought mine,
what's 14?
I just use them as a small reservoir.
Okay.
I got 2 of them though, one for fresh water, one for mixed. But I haven't ended up, because I'm not monocropping, I haven't ended up using.
I like the lids for them.
I'm in the market for like 50-gallon pickle barrels or olive barrels.
Dude, I've got 6 of them. And I've been thinking today, like, do I want to bring that into? There's a way that I could split those in half to separate the top and the bottom from it, and then do like some butt chugging with it. And that could be. Have you guys ever seen that with those barrels? Where basically you're putting you're cutting it in half like this. And then you're flipping it over because the lid already has a hole in it. These were the ones that they use for pickle buckets. So you could put your wick, per se, through there. And then I was going to ask you guys about that, and we kind of segued to it. What do you think about that as an idea? Or should I just cut them in half and then drill holes in the bottom and then sink them in the ground and rock and roll that way?
I think they're better for a water storage container than to be cut in half. I think you're better using something else, like a even stack of tires for a pot over a pickle bucket. I think the pickle bucket would be better used for storage. But I mean, that's just me for what I need them for. If you don't need them for water storage, then cut them in half, flip them over, and turn them into, keg coolers, all kinds of shit, right?
I was lucky that there's somebody local to me that was selling them for like $15 a pop.
Yeah.
There always seems to be some pickle barrel guy local.
Yeah, dude. Facebook Marketplace seems to have. I want to find some IBC totes. Actually, there was some IBC totes in my area.
Purple Thumb says he has IBC totes up for $50 on Craigslist. $275 gal.
What is an IBC tote?
IBC
Isn't that those big square fuckers?
Big square,
like the farm
with the iron around.
They got a cage around them.
They're like 350, 375 gallon.
Yeah.
Is the cage included, Purple Thumb?
You can get them for like $30-$40 sometimes. But get them food grade. Yeah,
make sure it has something.
Food waste, because those things are used for chemicals.
Those fit pretty good in the back of a pickup truck, and you can use that to haul water.
Pressure washer guys use them. Stuff like that. They'll throw them in the back of pickup. You got yourself a business.
Get yourself a business, you said?
Yeah. That's how they start. And you go door to door. You need me to pressure wash your house?
You could be on the back 40 someplace on your property, your 40 acres somewhere, and it doesn't have plumbing or electricity, but there's just a creek that you can drive down to and throw a pump in the water with a filter on the end and just fucking fill that IBC tote and then drive it down to your grow and then put that pump back on there with a sprayer hose and fucking water your plants.
There it is.
How's that pump going?
How are your shocks?
The generator.
Is that like you're bothering me now?
You could do solar baked. I mean,
I'll be driving a Ford, Brad. I'd be driving a Ford. I wouldn't worry about it.
All right. Oh. You don't got to tell me. That's all I know.
I know.
I take it back. I have a Pontiac.
Over there. Big wants to
I
say
have
something.
a Pontiac. I
don't care about trucks.
Wait a minute.
I have a Pontiac.
Does your shirt say clone only?
Yeah.
Grandma's
I like
car.
that, man.
It's DGC. Old
There you go.
DGC one. I got some grease on it today.
From what? French fries?
No, the fucking RC car. You gotta put black grease on stuff.
I have a stepchild.
Yeah, I'm sure. Is that what you're calling it these days? Your RC car?
Stepchild.
Yeah.
Get him.
I got green slime and black grease and thread lock.
What is
blue
green
thread
slime?
lock? Green slime is like, I don't know. It hasn't told me to use any yet, but it's this green slime shit.
It's the stuff you get for the.
I'm guessing. I think it's for differentials and stuff.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Did
I'd like to use it.
Like a little sewer trash can looking thing.
No, I'm gonna go get it.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
We're gonna play with the green slime. I'm gonna bust the package open.
Oh, he's gonna bust the green slime, guys. Watch out.
Watch out, man. You can't do that on television.
You've already ruined your shirt, so sorry if you get a little bit of this on you.
Go ahead, big guy.
What does
this look like? Oh.
It looks like the way slime used to come as a kid, like in a little tub.
Oh.
It looks exactly like slime.
Yeah.
It looks like some great concentrates, doesn't it?
It might be for the axle or something.
Chlorophyll left in there.
I haven't got to the axle building, so it might be that.
Like?
Does it smell like Granny Smith apple?
It smells like, I used to work at a Super Lube. It smells like a oil place full of oil.
Super Lube?
Dude, I bet
it's like a quick lube.
Like hydraulic fluid.
Yeah.
Red shit, huh? It smells like red hydraulic fluid. That's what
like grease. Trans.
Yeah, trans fluid. That's pretty much same stuff.
Yep.
The red.
Red, you look like you're having flashbacks, man.
I am, dude, man. Yeah.
He's blinking heavy.
Mechanic school, dude. Someone's gonna come yelling at me about fucking grease on the floor or some shit.
Baby, come back. Baby, come back.
Baby, come back. You gonna blame it, huh?
Freaking out.
Worked with a lot of mean people.
Nah, dude. This one dude just slammed his toolbox all fucking day.
He's gonna be screaming in his sleep tonight, Becca. It's all my fault.
Where's the 10 millimeter?
So much, yeah, dude. Yeah, just so much repetition.
It was right there.
It's
like you just blew somebody's ears out, man.
Oh, well, turn your shit down.
It's one of my favorite things to like wake him up, be like, Derek, like that, and he'll be like, water.
I was just fixing an F40. If I don't do this right, 700 people are gonna die.
Did you shut the water? What?
Water's on.
The water's leaking. Oh shit!
I know. I forgot that bolt on the flux capacitor.
Hey, you know what? When's the last time that's happened, Red?
It's been a while.
It's been a couple of years now, man.
He's gonna do it tonight now.
Last time it was my fault.
You had a plane building nightmare.
No.
She left the water out.
I left the water.
At the place.
They had the red center farm. They had the upstairs skating rink going on.
Yeah, I didn't know that I had to like tuck the wire, not the wire, the tube behind this little thing to make sure it wouldn't like fly out, and it did, and so it's kind of a mess.
Oh, I thought you dreamed this.
No.
I like to scare him. And
with
like
water.
Wake him up.
She'll just wake me up, and I'll just.
You'll wake him up and be like, "The water's overflowing."
He'll like sit straight up, like what?
Oh my god!
I'm ready to. Yeah, I'm ready.
That's terrible.
You have to run out the front door.
One of my favorite things to do now is I scare my boss, because he's always got headphones and he'll be watering, so never fucking pay attention.
He's the easiest person to scare in the place, man.
Bro, and I got him so fucking good the other day. And I thought he saw me. I thought he saw me walk by, but when I realized he didn't, I went, oh, this fucker's done. So I snuck in there, and he's on his phone. And bro, he fucking jumped And he said, "Oh, you got me on this one. I think I'm gonna be breathing for a while." And it was hilarious. But yeah, pay attention.
You really like this.
Never know who's behind you.
We scare each other like once a day at least. 'Cause
It's
we
fun
both
stuff.
just forget that we're in the same place all the time.
You know what,
Yeah.
Spartan? I think Baked is getting a little too comfortable, and there's nobody there keeping him honest anymore.
He would
Right,
let
right.
me scare him. What are you talking about? That was
Yeah,
a
I would.
pastime.
Did you not just see me laugh my ass off when he told that
Yeah.
story?
Yeah, but the
Everyone
thing is,
knows the
enjoying that.
boss is easy to scare.
but nobody scares Baked. Nobody does anything to Baked there, or
Oh
so
yeah.
tells
Well,
it.
because you can't. I have eyes on the back of my head,
What are you, a
Skilbo.
ninja? You just
I grew up with
I scared you.
ninjas.
I scared you a couple times,
Wrong
not
with
trying to.
I was
When?
raised by ninjas.
I don't break down every encounter we have, man. But I know I scared you a couple times. It wasn't like on purpose. It was just the thing where I was walking up behind you or something. You turn around, you fucking shit your pants, or something.
Oh, that might happen. That does happen. That does happen. But
It wasn't like I was trying to or anything. I wasn't like sneaking up.
Nobody sneaks up on me though. It's more of my phasing out and then I turn around and walk into somebody.
Yeah.
I did that. I did that today. I was looking in a res, and Skeet had a full bucket walking behind me to go dump, and I didn't even notice. I just get down off the res and my leg went poop and tipped that bucket a little bit.
Oh,
I was like, I'll go get the mop bucket. But yeah,
I
it
thought
definitely
you
happens.
tripped him. I'm like, oh fuck, no, don't tell me. He trips him.
No, it was just a little water. It was not too bad. I'm here, aren't I?
Yeah.
But yep, good times. Scaring's a good old pastime.
Shout out to Painted Lady trying to get the drop on sequence.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about earlier.
Shout out to them, man, with the whatever the hell's going on up there.
The MSU thing going on.
They're
over
not
there.
too far from us, so I hope they're sheltering in place like the order is. And everybody, everyone listen, stay safe. Yeah. Well, everybody stay safe. I don't care if you're listening or not.
I think it's not active anymore.
Fuck you if you're listening or not. I'm sorry, Becca. You said something sensible and I was talking shit. You said what?
We've been watching this chat from a live video, and they said that it's no longer active. I think it wrapped up.
Well, shout out, prayers going out to everybody in East Lansing right now. There's just a lot going on in our nation, at our state's capital, and Michigan University campus, right on campus. Holden Hall and all of their major dormitories and classrooms that I've spent a lot of time out there in, and a lot of us have, and they're in a lockdown and a shutdown right now. They don't know how many it was, but supposedly there's only one. There's a shooting in MSU. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this. We're going to get over it pretty quick. We're just going to acknowledge what's going on. And supposedly the shooter has been taken down by himself. Is the word on the scanner, where there's a lot of updates coming from the police scanner. He took himself down about 10 minutes ago as he was approached, but it has been a long search for this guy who's been shooting for about 2.5 hours. Shots fired in just about every dormitory. It's been pretty fucking scary for all the people out there. I have a nephew in East Lansing. He goes to a community college out there and hangs out with a lot of people that go to MSU. You know what I mean? So I immediately messaged him, make sure he wasn't, in the dorms hanging out with a buddy, doing, out there. Get home.
If there's one thing that you can learn from these things is to take nothing for granted. And to make sure that you appreciate what you have, and to tell the people that matter in your life that they matter. Cheers.
Yeah, man. Yeah, check on everybody. Mental health is a bad thing. According to this police scanner, the shooter took his own life, and it sounds like this was a suicide attempt in the worst way possible. And that, in my mind, is completely a mental health issue, if nothing else. And we're not going to make this political at all. So just check on your friends and family that might need it out there. So that is what that is, strictly. I mean, if you have the nerve to take your life and others, that is a mental health issue, and no laws are going to be able to solve this thing. The only thing that's going to solve this is peace amongst ourselves and understanding. So that's
Brad,
all.
are you doing a show on Thursday?
We will be doing a show on Thursday.
There you go.
And yeah.
And to come back through Saturday morning at 9 a.m. for Wake and Bake with the Groskis. And we've had a pretty full panel lately. A lot of good vibes. We had a triple garden tour a couple weeks ago. And it's a good way to start your day.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Thursday is definitely in the sake of I was gonna say in the sake of mental health awareness and stuff, we definitely talk about entheogens and the things that many are helping with that. And DP710, shout out to DP, has started a new channel, Psychonauts TV. Simple as that. Psychonauts TV. He had Tanasi on his.
I was watching it earlier tonight.
They
were doing the cactuses. Yeah,
they were doing some cactuses. DP seemed to have been taking a grafted, or not a grafted cactus. He was taking a cutting off of a cactus and just
cut it at an angle to make sure that it doesn't get any water that sits on top, and then you could probably harvest it twice a year. It was really informative, man.
Super informative, dude. And as you can see, we've got a big phallic member right here. I don't know how to do this right here. There, the finger. There it is.
There you go, the finger.
Yep. You got another one on the other side.
Oh yeah, the other side too. And over here.
What kind are those ones? Those are
Wachuma, San Pedro. And San Pedro. So
those are both the same?
They're both similar. They are like, I'd call them like different phenotypes, maybe of the same like genotype. They're both I believe it's a 6-pointed star pattern at the cross section of that. And they both have the mescaline containing cacti and whatnot. So
cactus makes seeds?
They will.
Nasi was explaining how to pop cactus seeds.
Fruit.
Okay, I was wondering, or like, is there just some giant mother cacti?
No, he was
Everybody's
talking about
been cloning for thousands of years.
Well, you could clone off of this.
Yeah.
Well, you've seen an aloe plant, right, babe?
You cut the top off. You cut the top off and take the top for a clone. Right? See where my thumb is? Cut off the top and take the top for a clone. And then you cut off the middle section and harvest the middle section for a tea, okay, for medicine, whatever. And then the bottom section right here, you leave alone and it just regrows. And so you can,
some of them are like 80 years old. Yeah.
You can triple your production plus a harvest off of just what I have right there. I want to let it grow.
How much has that grown since you've had it? You've had it for 6 months.
This one behind us, I don't think
a year now.
We got it at Gems and Genetics in August.
So the one behind us was in August, but this one over here,
I think it would grow faster if you use salts.
There.
That one we got at
Spread the Spores.
Spread the Spores in April.
And it was
much
thinner and much shorter when we got it. So that one has grown.
It spent all summer outside,
actually,
in the full sun.
Do you think it like really rejuvenated well from the summer sun?
This is what it looked like when I got it right there.
Right.
And so I do think that it rejuvenated quite a bit from the sun. Both of them. The one on the right was that fucking head there. That one right there.
Wait a minute. I think you just got bumped, Bake. That may have to be the ad for next week.
Yeah, there you go. Elixir cactus.
Marketed $12.39.
And then there's these. What's really cool is with grafting, you can like graft different species.
Yeah.
Different chemotypes. Okay, which is super cool.
Is that the spread the spores one?
So yeah, these are
from.
This is I forget the Fabric of the Universe got us these guys, and so this is from Gems and Genetics. Like there's a little pup. So this is a grafted. This is a Huachuma behind us, and so this is a faster growing cactus than what's on top. So what's on top is I don't know what the name of the peyote is. This, the native name for the peyote. So I apologize with that, but this is basically a peyote. And so that grows incredibly slow. I mean, from the size that it is right there, from those tiny little babies to get to the size that it is right now, takes years and years and years.
So what happens?
Well, like, is it growing faster because it's grafted?
Faster because it's on a faster rootstock. So this is really so this is like a crown of thorns, and a crown of thorns being one of the few.
Oh wow, that's wild as shit.
It has a leaf producing cacti. Now that this cacti has a leaf, it's able to provide photosynthesis. This is the fastest growing cacti. Is this crown of thorn ish similar to?
I've never seen that before.
And so what we have on top is a peyote button that when we got this back in August, I think that button was that big. It was this little thing right there.
It had a couple
little tiny pups, but since then those little pups are bigger than it was.
That looks awesome.
So, dude,
how big do you need it?
By the time we get a year old, who knows how big those things are. But what we can do is we can take those off the top and then graft them
like this.
Onto another one,
other rootstock, more crown of thorns or something, and graft it onto there.
How many of those bulbs do you need to harvest something good?
You know, I've never done it, man. So I've never tried it.
I mean, I've never even seen.
And usually they are dehydrated buttons, and I've seen them, and they've, from my understanding, just eat a button. Eat
a button. So
a couple buttons.
So like right there, that thing you held up on the needle nose cactus or whatever.
I'm sure it varies, right?
That was like what, 4 buttons?
Yeah.
Where?
So 4 or 5.
Yeah, like you could take off 3 of those, leave 2. Yeah. The other 2 we could.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's kind of interesting.
Transplant those onto more of those flowering.
Yeah.
And typically, if you wanted to grow this yourself, it'd be the patient waiting game. You'd be waiting 40 years to harvest something usable, because I mean, these will get big. They'll
you mean by themselves? Yeah,
very large by themselves. And in the wild, I mean, they take there's an issue. They only grow in like an area that's like 500 square miles. They're native to an area that's only 500 square miles, or at least maybe they've been decimated down to an area only 500 square miles along the Mexico Texas border. And in that area, there's a lot of we'll just say private properties and areas that have been kind of privatized for preservation of the peyote, for native rituals, for ceremony purposes, for religious purposes, and things like that. And people sneak onto this property, into this area, and they go peyote hunting. And what'll happen is they will not harvest them properly. If you cut a cacti above the rootstock, they'll grow more. And in fact, if you cut it, sometimes they'll grow a lot more, and you'll get more heads than one. So sometimes cutting.
What do you mean the rootstock?
Where the roots are going to come out. So like above the crown, like where there might be like a stalk coming off of the roots would be like the crown. So as long as you like go into like the stem area, you'll get like a new head coming off. It'll regurgitate itself.
So like if the roots stay
put. The roots stay put.
Okay.
People pluck them and pull them out.
Yeah, that's where
I see what you mean.
Plant,
They were saying never to harvest more than 75% of it.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
So leave
25%.
25%
stuff. Yeah.
So for those of you that are trespassing and plucking, just at least don't pull, cut, or don't trespass.
Yeah.
And grow them yourself. You can source them very easily hit up Fabric of the Universe.
He's on Instagram and
beautiful collection.
He posts them all. They're super cool.
Yeah, he had a booth.
Something like that cost if you were to be able to find one.
Those ones, they range. They're going to range way less. You can get them for like $30, $30 for like a little guy, whatever. I mean, those, I did a trade, so I have no idea what we paid. I think that this guy behind us was like a $40 piece, maybe. But it's got some and what he'll do is like, there's some it has some scars on the side of it. You know what I mean? Like, because he carries them.
That's what DP said too, yeah.
Up against each other with their thorns and stuff, and they poke each other and they give each other scars. So if it's, got some marks on it, he cuts costs. He's pretty cool about it. He's a very avid alien art collector, and I mean like art from.
And what is that?
Art from the aliens. Like, he finds the shit in the deserts, man. It's super cool. It's sculpture made by the aliens. Like, they are alien artwares. It's
what?
Yeah,
I really wish you would have brought this up earlier. We have fucking 15 minutes.
I don't know who makes them. I don't know
what are you doing? He goes to the desert and he sees a rock and says an alien made that. I'm going to sell it.
Ancient aliens.
You should check out his page, man.
What is this? Let's see.
I think he does make some of them. He does make art like that also, but he posted.
All right, let me get out of this full screen view. So
what's the Instagram?
Fabric of the Universe.
Fabric. Oh, there it is.
I came up quick.
He's got a cool page.
They're listening.
All right,
bring that up.
Present. Yep.
Present.
I'm coming, Rogan. Hang on.
He's a rock hound.
Okay.
He's probably
cool rock.
Down hounding rocks all winter.
Whoa.
Shining the light on it.
Calcite.
Hey.
So like that's alien made?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's
like this.
Read the caption. Look at the alien. Yeah, there you go. There's an alien.
So you're telling me he found this in the desert?
Well, I don't know if he found that, but somebody did.
Is that that's wow, that's pretty
Look,
sweet.
It has alien writing on it.
No.
Look, there you go, right there. Yeah, with that one.
No.
Oh, he found an alien light up toy. That's crazy. No, he's making them.
Yeah, he does make them, but I think he talks very specifically about some like experiences he's had in Mexico, and I don't know all the details.
Ooh, that's a cool filter. Hey,
UFOs
are probably out there. They're blowing them up left and right, you see. But I just don't think he's finding. I don't think the aliens are leaving their artwork in the desert. Whoa, baby, look at them buttons.
Wow.
That's a button. What do you call that?
I don't know. I think he figured it out.
Look at how many leaves that it has for photosynthesis.
So something like that would obviously cost a little bit more, right?
Well, sure, that's a powerhouse, man.
Yep, exactly.
That's cool.
That might be more in the range of like $100 or $150. I'm not sure, but yeah, his very, very cool collection. He's very awesome.
Yeah, I'm not saying his stuff isn't cool. I'm just not saying alien made it.
You were.
I mean, whatever. But I
read probably.
There's something about aliens, but we don't know exactly. So don't take our word for it. Look at his stuff and
all right.
There. He talks about it.
Well, Baked, we still got 12 minutes to riff on aliens. If you'd rather take us down that road.
Well, they've blown up
the weather balloons.
The weather, So, big thing. So the weather balloon and all the UFO destruction, which is weird because they denied UFO existence for so long, and now all of a sudden they're like, "Yeah, we're blowing them up left and right."
The White House confirmed that it was not UFOs. That it was
of course, they're going to confirm. Now that everybody got distracted from the giant chemical explosion in the middle of our country in Ohio.
Did you call Ohio the middle of our country?
It's Midwest, middle of our country. That's a center-ish locale compared to Michigan, compared to Florida, Texas. You're in the middle chunk.
Well, inform us all. Inform us all. Inform the world.
Keep an eye on the
Train
EPA's
derailed.
website.
50 cars blew up of vinyl chloride, and it's killing all the pets in the area and everything.
Oh, that is real, dude.
They're trying to keep it hush hush.
So, and what direction is that from us? South and what?
It's in East Palestine, so it's east. It's like on the border of Ohio and Pennsylvania.
Oh, cool. So it's past us. It's not going to blow past us.
It's like 200 miles. It could easily blow to us. If a nuclear bomb blew up in East Palestine, we would get radioactive winds here.
That's a little different than the fucking prevailing winds that go from west to east, though, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, they go west to east here?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, well then we're good. But
that's what I'm saying.
You know who's not good? Pennsylvania and West Virginia
and Ohio.
North, south. It's kind of like, but except this year, it all seems to be coming from the south north. You're getting hot air, so I don't know any more what our prevailing winds are, but it's definitely in a easterly trajectory yet. And
it just seems like it was a big distraction while we had some chemical negligence spill.
Prior to like all of the other shit that's been going on, and even watching DP's show, we were watching Justin Rhodes doing a live show with some other thing, and they were talking about all of the homesteaders in Ohio that are reporting on their
chickens dying,
the issues with their animals that they're having with animals right now, and a lot of livestock from like think about like raising farmers.
If you have beehives or something like
that. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're having a lot of issues with their livestock, like drinking their just normal water and stuff like that right now, anything that's coming out of that area. And so, hopefully it doesn't go downriver wherever it ends up. I mean,
I'm saying there could be a bigger story.
Speaking of downriver, we got 9 minutes to try to bring this thing back up, man. We have drugged this down into the dumps to fucking load it.
This is just information. You gotta get this out there.
Folks just came through. They wanted to get high real quick.
You want to know about aliens? I gotta tell you about vinyl chloride.
It did happen. Well, fortunately, the word got out. The word got out about it.
Yeah, word's out.
They're finally reporting.
Oh, well, let's see some good news. What we got? Anybody got good news?
Yeah, they're not going to be any more weather balloons getting shot down.
The grow's almost going. I got a light controller at the PO box. Shout out to Triple B. Oh yeah, I gotta get some dehues. Really just one for veg.
How big?
And then I'll just get a 70 pint, Polonus.
Oh, you're gonna get one hang up?
No, like I'm gonna get like a Menards one for now.
I see what you're
Yeah, and see how that rolls.
Drain, or are you gonna wait until it fills up with the?
I already got the drain. I put a J pipe into the drain, so I'll just pump it to the drain.
How are you harvesting? Are you harvesting perpetually or a whole room at a time?
Whole room at a time. There'll be 2 rooms, so hopefully a month staggered.
Okay.
And we'll just have so we'll have 2 weeks of clean dry room, I guess.
Gives you time to do some hash work, some pressing.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about where I could trim, and I was thinking we could double the hash room.
Fresh frozen, man.
Well, most of it, we're probably gonna fresh freeze a lot of our stuff.
You get your eye on a freezer yet? The deer, you buy how many?
He's got a big ass.
I got 15 cubic. I got 15 cubic. That it's at work though. Sometimes I lend it to work. But it's huge. So I got that on sale. I got it for the outdoor season, but we ended up not really needing it because we didn't freeze anything. But it's nice. It'll do. But we're thinking a lot of our stuff. We're gonna try to efficiently pheno hunt. So we're gonna run, big pheno hunts and harvest. Maybe keep the flower of our favorite, and then everything else go into like a fresh frozen. So that's what we'll probably, because that'll knock out. I like pheno hunting, but you got to make it feasible, on the wallet. So
and you prefer concentrates over joints and
exactly. I love concentrates, Spartan's got no problem concentrates. They keep better. They're smaller.
You know what's funny is through the era of the show, you've seen Spartan go from someone who was very meh about concentrates in the beginning, and then he started getting into it a little bit more, and it's like, oh shit, okay, got him a rig.
No, I knew he'd be a dabber because when I moved up here,
fake stuff, man.
We were at Miss C in a Bob's house, and he came over, and something like, "Do you want a dab, Spartan?" He goes, "Of course I want a dab." Blah blah. And then it was like a big old dab or something. I was just like, all right, he'll be a dabber. Just gotta get him into it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, yeah, he likes dabs, so why not?
Sometimes the flavor.
I think, dabs aren't going anywhere.
No,
dabs are the liquor. I hate comparing alcohol and weed, but dabs are like liquor. You know what I mean? To the beer, the flower.
To the Mad Dog 2020 of flower, right?
So it's not going anywhere. More people every single day are discovering dabs as we speak. Old, young, whatever. So I think, I don't know. Who cares? I like dabs, so I got a bunch of containers too. So
you get the infinity jars?
Just
no, I got some Calyx ones from Red.
Okay.
The logistics of it is just so much easier too. You're not trimming as much. There's still some work to be done for sure. But literally, like the best example is that run of Chernobyl with Baked. I mean, literally, he was sitting at where he's at right now, dabbing that shit. Before, if he'd have kept it as flour, it'd have still been hanging drying. It wouldn't even been dry enough to fucking start trimming yet.
Yeah. And that's the thing, and it's it's not like we can't run a flower. My dry room's big enough; we can fit the freezers and hang plants. So it's not like we can't run a room of flower whenever we want. But that's just the plan going forward. But yeah, I gotta route some pipes for the drain though, for the mini splits. That's all I gotta do. The one my HVAC guy left hanging out the mini split, but the other one, it's inside the mini split, and I have a little grabber tool, but it wouldn't get it. And I text him, and he goes, "You just unhook this and you lean it back."
Yeah.
And I was like, I looked at it, sat there for like 10 minutes, and I texted him back. I said, "When you got time this week, you want to come over here and help me do that?" I'm like, this thing's gonna slip off the mount. I'm gonna be here by myself. Freon's gonna go. Psst. I'm gonna die because this room's sealed like a motherfucker.
I'm gonna die.
But so he's gonna come this week and help me get that hose out, or at least get my the clear hose to it.
Mr. Freeze over there.
Yeah, but I tested my mini splits. They run. So
we just need to get like a S curve or whatever, and you just put the fucking tube right in there, and that's the train. Or are you trying to hard pipe it all the way to the mini split?
No, the tube inside the mini split. It's not like the ones at work we had where there was like a MPT, National Pipe Thread, on it. It's got its own drain tube that is like corrugated, that like ribbed kind of tubing, and you can hard pipe it from that or something. I don't know. I'm gonna get him over here and be like, "What are you talking about?" Because he told me I could do either. I could hard pipe it, or I could get just clear 5/8 and zip tie it to that. Yeah. So I don't know. And also, there's 2 exits, so I don't know if I can just maybe come out the other exit with that tube and then go around it. But that's his job. I already paid him, so he can come over and figure it out. Yeah. And then, but yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna be up and running. I got fucking 5 packs of Triple Burger. That's straight from the breeder. He gave me a free pack of Mike Larry version 2. Some
Larry OG cross.
Isn't that what he fucking uses in all his fucking crosses?
Some of his new shit, yeah. So that was pretty neat. Yep. But yeah, so we'll be popping a bunch of Triple Burger. I still got like I think 9 good Indigo Daydreams. So I'm thinking
Great.
I'm gonna hit up Farmer Freeman and get some tests for those. Get a 10-pack,
Yeah,
and
man,
we'll
that
just
makes
test
sense.
those now and get it out of the way.
How long is it
we.
going to take to get your results back if you were to do that? Like, just
So
Wait
he
for-
started getting in-store ones. So if I could go get them in-store, it would save a lot of time. But he's got to mail your tests, so like 3 to 5 days to get your tests. Then you mail them right back the next day. Let's say.
there you go.
As soon as he gets the test, it's usually 3 days max. Sometimes I get him the next day after he gets the test. But he's also gotten way busier and busier, and because there's no competition for
Exactly.
sex testing.
Oh, there's a
And
lot of
that
them.
just takes us right up to the edge of it. Once again, I want to say cheers to everybody. Positive vibes. Come back through Thursday to hang out for Polarity Science. Saturday morning for Wake and Bake with the Groskies, or Sunday night for the Bro Show Live.